one of the benefits of embodiment work is our ability, when we do the practices, to tap into other parts of ourselves. So the wisdom of our heart, the wisdom of our gut, the wisdom of our primal, working in conjunction with the wisdom of our heads so that we can express ourselves more fully and authentically and create the world and the life that we want to create. And I think a lot of people don't do that, or are afraid to do it, or haven't been given the opportunity or the resources to do it. And so this is why I think it's so important, so that we get that full expression. And if I can, I'd like to share a story. The Embodiment Circle has been running for over 2 years here in Provincetown. So lots of men have come in, and a lot of men have received and spoken about getting lots of value from it. But there was this one guy that had been coming regularly and then had stopped. And I ran into him in town. I just sort of asked him, I'm like, you were coming and then you kind of stopped. What happened? And he said to me, he's like, well, for a few weeks in a row, we did this practice where we were sort of pumping our abdomen with our hand. And it's like sort of a yogic kriya. And he said, and I always feel kind of fat, so I didn't want to come back and do that again. And I remember thinking, oh, that's interesting, because it might have been that conversation might have been fruitful in being honest about your experience, and then maybe starting to like develop the tools to shift that. Because I kept thinking to myself, well, if you're feeling it in that moment, then you're probably feeling it everywhere else and just choosing to ignore it. And that doesn't take that away. What would take it away would be some sort of conscious work around your relationship to, and in this case, his abdomen, but it could be anything. And so, and I say this in yoga all the time, I'm like, if something comes up on your mat, it absolutely comes up in your life. And the same is true with fitness. So I have been doing workouts. If I start getting frustrated, or if I start wanting to withdraw, I get mad at the coach, or, whatever the thing is, I'm like, well, whatever just got stirred in me exists everywhere in my life. And so I have either the option to look at it, examine it, become curious about it in a non-judgmental way, or I can shove it in and just carry it with me and let it come out sideways in